Hello dears, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a restaurant style steak. It's the perfect steak, okay? And you're going to be making it at home with very simple ingredients. In short, to make a perfect steak, you need just two simple ingredients. And I'm going to show you in this video. So without wasting much of your time, let's jump right into the video. So first, before we get into cooking up this beautiful steak, I'm going to give you a few tips that can help you when purchasing your piece of steak, okay? Personally, I love ribeye. Ribeye is soft. It has some fat and marbling in it and it's very juicy and very tasty, okay? So you want to get a piece of steak that you like. It can be strip loin, it can be ribeye. There are different cuts, okay? Just get a cut that you like. If this is your first time cooking steak, I would recommend that you cook a ribeye. They are juicier, they are more tender, they cook up faster, and they are very flavorful. So if this is your first time making steak at home, please buy a ribeye cut, okay? Another tip is make sure you get a piece of steak that has some marbling in it. If you look at this steak, it has some fat interwoven in it. That's what we call the marbling, okay? And that's why people like wagyu, because of the marbling, okay? Now buy a piece of steak that has some marbling. Don't just buy a steak that is all beef. All right, you want to have some fat in it. That will give it a more juicy, more flavorful, and more tender, and it's more tender when you eat it, okay? So buy a piece of steak that has marbling. The number three tip is to buy a thick piece of steak, okay? We're going to be cooking the steak today to medium well, and it is very important that you buy a thick piece of steak, okay? If you buy the slim one, you can overcook it very quickly. It's very easy to overcook a thin piece of steak. As you can see, this one is pretty thick, okay? It's pretty thick, and you can see the marbling on it, all right? So you want a thick piece of steak. This way you will not overcook your steak easily. All right, now that I've given you the tips on how to buy your steak and the kind of cut that you should get, we can start to season it. To season our steak, keep it very simple. I promise you, you need only two simple ingredients. You need salt and you need black pepper. That is all. You see all the extras that people add when making steak, it's honestly unnecessary rather. Just keep it simple. All right, keep it simple when seasoning your steak. You need salt and black pepper. So I'm going to be using pink Himalayan salt and black pepper. Now I've shared on this channel that when you're buying black pepper, you should buy the whole peppercorns that you can crush yourself. Please don't use the already grinded one. It really tastes like sand and chalk. You don't want that for your steak, right? You need whole peppercorns. So let me get the ingredients and we can start to season our steak. The first thing we're going to do now is to pat our steak dry as much as possible. Just try and remove any excess fluid that might be building up on your steak or that might be on your steak, okay? Just going to tap that until it's dry. I have here some extra virgin olive oil, so I'm going to go ahead and drizzle it on my steak. Just a little bit, not too much. I'm going to drizzle it on both sides of the steak. So like a quarter teaspoon on each side, like half a teaspoon per, like a quarter teaspoon for each steak actually. So you're just going to go ahead and rub your oil on it. Now, because this is a very thick piece of steak, you want to generously season it with salt and black pepper. But first, I'm going to go clean my hands and I'm going to come back and season it. All right, my hands are clean. I'm going to go in with my black pepper. As you can see, there are whole peppercorns. What I'm going to do is to just crush it. Okay, this just ensures you get better flavor. Okay, please do not use the already grounded black pepper that you get in stores. This one too is from stores, but I mean this one just tastes a whole lot better. All right, so you're going to be generous with your salt and your black pepper. I'm using pink Himalayan salt. I think it's fantastic for steak. Just add a whole depth of flavor. I think these grinders are getting weak. I have another one, so I'm just probably going to grab that as well. Let me grab the new ones. These ones are acting up. So here we are. These are new pieces of Yeah, this is better. Yeah, this is working way better. That grinder is already so old. So once you're done salting the first side, you're gonna flip it over and do the same to the other side. Like I said, generous amount of salt and black pepper. Yes, that much salt and pepper. That's all you're using. You can't you can't oversalt it. Don't worry, don't be scared. You can't overdo it, alright? So now that we're done seasoning it, you're going to let the steak rest for at least 10 minutes so that it absorbs the salt and the black pepper that we put in it, okay? And while we're waiting for it to absorb all the salt and the black pepper and all that delicious flavor, we're going to make a side, okay? Because what is steak without a side? And I feel like the perfect side will be some grilled potatoes, all right? So we're going to make some grilled potatoes as a perfect side to our steak. You can make mashed potatoes, you can make roasted vegetables. There are so many options that you can make to pair with your steak. But for this video and for this recipe, I'm going to pair it with my roasted potatoes. It's a roasted potatoes with herbs, with olive oil, with garlic. It's so delicious and I absolutely love making it as a side for my steak. So let's get into that while we are waiting for this to marinate. So over here, I have some baby potatoes. I have the white and the red baby potatoes. You can use your regular Irish potatoes. And what I'm going to do is to just cut them into two, okay? So that they roast up quickly. It's already washed and it's clean. So you can also eat the skin. So I'm going to cut it up just like this before we roast them. It's a perfect size for your um for your for your steak, and I totally enjoy it. Okay. Now there's another tip that I need to give you. The pan type that you're going to use, we'll get into that shortly. I'll show you my pan. But for steak, you want to use either a cast iron skillet or a stainless steel skillet, okay? Either cast iron or stainless steel, because you need very high heat to cook your steak to medium well, okay? You don't want to use a non-stick pot. That won't work for this recipe. So please, you need a cast iron steak to make that very delicious restaurant style steak, okay? So now that I've cut this up, I'm going to start to preheat my oven because we're going to finish cooking this steak in the oven, okay? I'm going to preheat the oven and I'm going to start heating up the cast iron because we need to get it to a very high temperature. Like you're going to heat your cast iron. This is my cast iron, and you're going to heat this up until it is smoking hot, like until you can visibly see smoke come out of the pot. Okay, so yes, we're gonna do that now so that by the time I'm done seasoning this and throwing this in the air fryer, we will be ready to start cooking up the steak. This is such a very simple and easy recipe. You can have it ready for weeknight dinner, for a very nice dinner with your spouse. It will cook up in, like, you'll be done in like 30 minutes including prep time actually. Okay, so I think I got all my potatoes cut into half. Yep, these are what they are looking like. I'm going to start heating this up and I'm going to preheat my oven. So let's preheat the oven first, then heat this up before we season. While our pan is heating up, there's still some water in it. So I'm going to let all that dry up before we go ahead to cook the steak. I'm going to show you the ingredients that we need to cook our potatoes that I'll be using to cook my potatoes. I'm going to be using some garlic. You can use fresh, but I have this one and it tastes good. I'm going to be using some Parmesan cheese. These are grated Parmesan cheese. Use the fresh one as well if you have it. This is some onion powder. I'm going to be using some garlic oil. It just intensifies the flavor of the potatoes. Some parsley, some sazon. I'm going to use some paprika, and finally, just for a little bit of heat, I'm going to use some Cameroon pepper, chili pepper, whatever kind of peppers that you have works, okay? or you can totally omit it if you're not into peppers. But I feel like it will give a little spicy cake that will be very good for the potatoes. All right, so let's just go ahead and mix it. All right, so I'm going to add some oil, quarter of a teaspoon, just because I'm making this for myself and my husband, and he's not a fan of garlic. But I mean, I feel like I can convince him to eat a little more garlic, and if the garlic is not too much. Okay, so I'm going to go with a quarter teaspoon. Feel free to add more or less. Onion powder, I'm going to go in with about a teaspoon of onion powder, about a teaspoon of paprika as well. All these groceries I got from Costco. If you haven't seen my Costco haul, you can go watch it. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description. So I'm going to add like a teaspoon of parsley. We just give it that vibe, like a little bit of color. The paprika is mainly for color, okay? So a teaspoon of paprika. Sazon, a teaspoon. I'm eyeballing, but I think I know what a teaspoon should look like. Some Cameroon pepper. This one like a quarter teaspoon because it's a bit spicy. And my grated Parmesan cheese. So I'm gonna add like a tablespoon of the Parmesan cheese. So this is like a sauce mix that I'm gonna pour all over my potatoes. And I feel like it needs a little bit more oil, so I'm gonna add like just a splash of oil to it. You don't want the sauce mix to be too, yeah, this should do it. Now that's done. The next thing is to add salt and black pepper directly to the potatoes. I just like to add salt and black pepper directly to what I'm cooking, as opposed to adding into a spice mix. That way the potatoes can absorb the salt and black pepper directly, okay? As opposed to just mixing it with a bunch of spice. So this has been heating up for about 3-4 minutes, but I don't feel like it's hot enough. I don't see the smoke, so we're going to leave it and continue working on our potatoes. So in goes our salt. Okay, that's enough. And some black pepper. Be generous with your black pepper, okay? I don't think you can make a mess with black pepper. But go easy with the salt for the potatoes. Just because there are other things in there. So I'm just going to use my hands to give it a very nice mix. And what this does is that the potatoes can absorb, the salt directly. I mean, sometimes you bite into something grilled and all the salt, there's no salt inside, it's kind of tasteless inside. I feel like once you're grilling, doing anything, always add your salt directly. This is a pro tip for your chicken, your fish, whatever. Add salt directly to whatever it is you're grilling. Salt and black pepper. Oopsie. I'm gonna go in with a bit more salt, okay? Just because I feel like I didn't add enough. So that's that. My heat extractor, or sorry, my cooktop is on the highest heat. Now that we're done with that, we're gonna add our spice mix that we mixed earlier, and I'm just going to use my spoon to mix it up. So that every part is properly covered with that spice mix. And this will make the perfect side for our steak. I'm so excited for you guys to try this recipe. I feel like you're going to love it. I know you're going to love it, okay? Alright, so this looks properly coated to me. And I'm going to just use my air fryer. You can use your oven, you can use your grill, whatever it is. But I'm just going to use my air fryer because it's going to save me time and it's faster. Pan is very hot. So what we're going to do now is to grab our steak. This steak has been sitting for more than 20 minutes. And we are just going to sear it on both sides. Do you hear that sizzle? There's no need to add oil. No need to add oil because we added olive oil. So don't add any oil to the pan. The steak will start to render the fat. That's why I said you can see I added a bit of oil. Just trying to loosen this a little bit. Yep. Okay. All right. It's been searing for 2 minutes now. So what we're going to do is to pick it up. Do you see that beautiful crust? I'm going to pick it up and flip it to the other side. I'm going to do the same for this one as well. Once it's seared, it should lift really easily. Oh, that piece is very soft. Okay. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of butter in this. And just let that melt, okay? If you like, you can add some fresh thyme, fresh rosemary, whatever it is that you like. The steak has fat, so I'm going to just render some of the fat on the sides as well. If you look right here, you'll see that the steak is still quite bloody. So we are going to finish it in the oven for like 5 minutes, okay? Remember our oven has been preheating. I'm going to put it in the oven now. It's been 5 minutes now. We're going to get this out of the oven. All right. Okay. Now, a medium well steak should have an internal temperature of 66 to 68 degrees C or 155 Fahrenheit. So I'm going to test it with my thermometer. If you don't have a thermometer, just let it do the 2 minutes on each side and keep it in the oven that has been preheated for 5 minutes, okay? So we're going to test the internal temperature to see if we got it right. It's coming up. I think we should be able to hit 65. Yeah, so 68. This is perfect. The temperature is 65.9. We're going for between 65 to 66. So this is perfectly cooked. Now our steak is properly cooked. We got the perfect medium well steak. I know you're tempted to eat it, but you need to let it rest for like 5 minutes, okay? 5 to 10 minutes. Let it rest so that it can absorb all those juices back and you get a juicy piece of steak. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go check up my potatoes and I'm just gonna plate it up, okay? But this will rest for at least 5 minutes. Don't eat it yet. I know you want to eat it. Wait. It is better when you wait, okay? Good things come to those who wait, all right? So let's plate up our potatoes and I'm going to show you what it looks like on the inside. Our steak and potato is ready. Time for a taste test. I'm so excited. It's so juicy. Ooh. Mmm. Mmm. For I won't believe that it's only salt and pepper that we used to cook this steak. Mmm. Let me try the potato. I really hope that you give this recipe a try. It's juicy, it's flavorful, it's tender, it's everything that you want in your steak. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go devour this. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.